So there is a whole lot of brands over the past while that have been tapping into their back catalog of watches, looking for inspiration for new releases, reissues, that sort of thing. Some of the brands do it very well, and one of those brands is Oris. After their initial reissue of the Diver 65 we're looking at today, the lineup has massively expanded. It's become a huge part of their current catalog, and I thought it'd be fun to go back and look at the watch that started it all when it comes to the modern Diver 65 lineup. So let's check it out. Now, first off, I admit I am a little late to the party on this one. This was originally released at Bezel World in 2015. Unfortunately, this watch has been discontinued by Oris, but if you're after one, you shouldn't have trouble tracking one down pre-owned. There's quite a few available out there. What's great about this particular model is it's more of a true reissue of the original. It is a larger watch than the original. Also, a different date placement and some upgrades to the materials they used to build the watch, but very similar in appearance otherwise. They've since taken the line in a bunch of different directions, which isn't a bad thing, but if you really want the look of the original, this is the one to get. I mentioned it in a previous video, but I came very close to picking one of these up in a trade a few years back. Not all that long after the original release, maybe a couple of years after the original release. And when I got hands on with it, I was disappointed by the build quality. I found the bezel to be pretty sloppy, and the crown felt on the looser side when it was unscrewed. Because of that, I sort of put these out of mind for a while now. I'm not sure if that was just a one off or if maybe Oris has done something to the way they produce these because it is much better than my first experience with one. The dial combined with that crystal plays a really big part in the personality of the watch. Those markers at the 3, 6, 9, and 12 are so cool, and that along with the crystal distortion is just an awesome look. Even with the crystal distortion, the watch is still easy to read with this handset and dial layout. And speaking of dial layout, I really like the symmetry that the date at the 6 offers. I kind of wish more watches had that, but I really like that about these. I have the Aquas, which also has the date at 6, and I find it just gives the dial a cleaner look. In low light, the lume is not the best. The watch is using Super Luminova light old radium lume, and it's pretty weak. The hands and lume pip on the bezel, not so bad, but the markers fade very fast and are quite a bit dimmer. The bezel is a 120 click bezel with aluminum insert. The bezel itself is all black, as was the original, and slightly overhangs the case, which makes it super easy to grip and turn. It's a thinner bezel, which gives it a lighter feeling action, but still a nice feel in hand to use. The case has that vintage styling with a brushed and polished combination of finishes. We've got the screw down case back with the old school Oris logo, and under the hood is the Oris Caliber 733, aka the Salida SW200, which is a 4 hertz 26 joule movement with a power reserve of approximately 38 hours. The signed crown is large, so absolutely zero problem with gripping and unscrewing. Winding action is pretty good. And the threads are well machined, so it screws back in smoothly. Now, one thing I love about this watch is it is a beast when it comes to strap possibilities. It goes great on anything. I've worn this on a few different leather straps as well as fabric straps, NATO style straps, and works on anything it seems like. These originally came out on a NATO style strap or this Tropic strap, and the Tropic is a great look on the watch. It's a good quality strap. The way it tapers just makes it wear so comfortably, and Back to the whole strap change thing, it is quick release as well, which is always good to have. Size-wise, the watch comes in at a case width of right around 39.3 millimeters. Now, I mentioned before the bezel does protrude slightly, and the diameter of the bezel is right around 39.7 millimeters. So that's probably the truer measurement in terms of how this will look and feel on wrist. The lug to lug is 48 millimeters. Lug opening is 20 millimeters, and the thickness is 13 millimeters, including the crystal. The water resist is 100 meters. It would be cool in a way if it was an ISO certified diver and had a 200-meter water resistance, but if ever I needed that, which I won't, this wouldn't be the watch I'd go for anyway, so no biggie for me there. The crystal is sapphire and is treated with an anti-reflective coating. And here it is on my 7.25-inch wrist. And I gotta say, this is a pretty darn cool watch. I've owned the watch now for a little over a month, I think. And I've just really enjoyed it so far and thought I'd put together a short video for you guys. So lots of videos coming up. Got a couple of pretty cool micro brands coming. Couple of new releases from some bigger brands, including Oris here fairly soon. All kinds of fun stuff. Been a while since my last video with the vacation we just took, so kind of a practice run here to get back into tip-top video making shape. Thanks for taking a few minutes to stop by, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.